Alright, we have a 94 Nissan Pathfinder that we have done air ride. It is body dropped. I've built an entire frame, and I'm hoping that this will be done in a couple of months here. So one of the big deals was what I was going to do with this rear hatch. The rear hatch that I had originally built about 9 years ago, I cut down, and what I did, this is one of the bottom halves. So I cut the bottom loose from the top. I had the glass in its metal shell and it would open, and then I had these set up like a barn door with hinges off of a Nissan front door of a truck. Same body style. And whenever I pulled this back in here now, first of the year, I have decided that I need to make it quicker. I need to build this quicker, and building door jambs on all three of these doors was going to be a mess. Keeping water from coming in, keeping wind noise out, and all of that. And then whenever the door would open, I was having some tapping issues. This side I actually was welding in the body line right here, and the door was tapping on that. It was obviously going to fight me. And then I had a spinning spare on this back hatch, and I used a Nissan hub. This is the door hinges, and I altered those to open at a full 90 degrees. If I hadn't altered these to a full 90 degrees, it never would have been rubbing, but I wanted it to open all the way up. So now I've decided to just do a factory hatch back here. I bought a new hatch at a salvage yard, and I'm going to try to put a body skin, a tailgate skin for the hard body on the, keep the body line basically, and these taillights will get redone, so no worries there. But where do I put my spare? I kind of want a spare. This was the spare that I was going to run on the back, and a friend of mine at a car show last weekend said, why don't you just mount the spare inside? So I'm looking at mounting the spare inside. I unbolted this. This is the front spindle off of a hard body, and I had that mounted on this back bottom half on this side. That side had a French license plate. So at this point, what I have done, I was going to paint this tire today. Not the tire, I was going to paint this wheel today. I sanded it down and cleaned it up and was about to spray it, and then I had some other wheels that I was going to paint, and ended up, they look like they are plastic dipped. So I'm going to try to see if I can just get that off and not even have to spray those other wheels. So I'm holding off. But while that was on, it looks like I can mount right here, and I need to look at the underside and make sure that I'm going to be away from my tire with a bolt. I can also mount right here. Need to make sure there's nothing, make sure that's strong, and make sure there's nothing going to be interference with that. And then down here, that was a solid point for something. I don't even know. But it's pretty solid. I can even use both of those bolt holes, put a plate right here, and then I can come up and then attach here and triangulate it over to here. And using that web here, I can make a bracket using that will bolt in to these three bolt holes here. And those are, I believe, 5/16. I'm not 100% certain what bolt that is. I can put that on here in a little bit. I used this can that was basically trash anyway. I set it up in here, and I set this, some 3M electrical tape came in that. I just put it up on here, and I propped my tire up in here on that can and up against that plastic, and I measured what I had here, and I had enough. So the body will meet up about right here, right before this square tubing that I've put in, and the tire comes right on this side of that square tubing edge. So I should be good to go as far as body clearance. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make a plate that bolts in here. I'm gonna drill this out and put a weld nut, and I'm gonna drill that. I'm gonna look and make sure I'm gonna clear my tire, and then I'm gonna drill that and put a weld nut there, and then I can build off of that so that this piece will unbolt from the body. And after I do that, I'll put the tire back and we will look at it and see how much clearance that I have. Alright, I went ahead and put the hatch on, and I'll show you how I got the spare tire. There is no struts on this yet, so it is super heavy. Alright, spare tire spins, and the hatch does not hit it. Whew, the thing is heavy. Still spinning. I am definitely okay with that. I'll take this wheel off and I'll show you how I got it fitted. Triangles are the strongest, so basically put triangles in. This is bolted in. That is a 7/16 bolt, I'm pretty sure. And I used metric. That is an M8 with a 125. I welded a nut here, and the tire clears that. I could even make these bolts shorter if I wanted to. But I'm gonna clean this bracket up before I am really gonna consider this done. Make this look a little bit better than what it does. This will go on the panel. I'll just drill a hole. Hopefully I'll get the hole in the correct spot, and I will kind of angle some of these to make it look a little bit better. I'll clean this up. Of course, the wheel is gonna hide pretty much this whole thing, but I don't want it all jagged like that. So it worked. And this is a front hub that I have cut ears off of. I basically throw these away. The spindle, this is a factory spindle. I always use lowered spindles on everything, so the hub is not trash, but the spindle was, so it didn't hurt me a bit to cut that down. And I don't know if these are threaded, I don't remember, but I built this about 9 years ago, cut it down just to make it lighter because it was mounted on that back door. But it works really good. And I can even put a thinner weight grease in here, or just a oil to make it spin easier if I wanted to. I'm tempted to put a motor of some kind, like a power window motor or something like that. I could make a wheel possibly that was on a spring, and it would rub the inside of the wheel and it would turn. I'm not sure. I'll cross that bridge whenever I get to it. That would be something that would be after the build is done, would be fun. I'm gonna call this good. I'm gonna take this back out and clean it up a little bit, and we'll just consider that a done deal. I'm still working on some other videos. I'm working on this door. It's almost ready for some primer. Still working on the hood hinges. I've got a lot going on. Still working on the wiring harness. And I'm probably going to put a tailgate skin. I'm going to get a tailgate out here and lay it down and do some measuring. Make sure that a tailgate skin will fit here and I can get my body line correct to the Pathfinder. Lots to do, but hopefully in just a short couple of months this will be done, and I will try to make more videos as I go. So alright, I'll catch up with you later.